the one that was about the coconut. Can you tell me what did you understand from that article? You may start now.
Okay.
Are you able to speak?
I'm hearing some noise.
Okay.
The
I'll
article
mute my I'll mute my microphone.
was arrested by the police in Maldives Islands. They told that the coconut was related to black magic, and they really believe on it, and they are near election, and they thought that it was some relation with it.
All right, great. So when I read this article, I realized that the coconut really is just that. It's a fruit from the tree. Some of the residents in this area called the police because they felt that the coconut that they found outside of this building would somehow influence the voting. For this reason, it is considered that black magic may come into play and influence the people that are going out to vote. I've created a short dialogue that we will read. I will read as A, if you will read as B. The reason this dialogue is here is to help imprint upon your mind the vocabulary words that you should be able to use in a separate setting outside of the police arresting the coconut. And then we'll go back and talk about the coconut that was arrested. Are you able to see the screen perfectly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So whenever you're ready, oops, is it still there? Nope, it's not there. It went away. All right, let me bring it back up. Share my screen again. There it is. And all right,
Okay.
now, good morning.
Good morning to you. So, how have you been?
Not too bad. Not bad at all. What about you? How are things with you and the family?
The family is good, but there was an incident at our home a few days ago.
Well, one of my neighbors, a few days ago, an incident? What's going on?
Well, one of my neighbors accused me of doing something suspicious.
Suspicious? Suspicious like what?
At first, I thought he was playing a joke. Later, I learned when the police arrived that my neighbor had lodged a full charge against me.
You say a full charge was lodged against you? You thought it was a joke and the police arrived?
Exactly.
Go on. What happened?
My my neighbor has had an issue with me for quite some time now.
Why?
It all started with the coconut tree in my backyard.
Go on.
It seems that one day I was asleep or resting in my bed from the late night concert. He wanted to get some coconuts from there in the backyard. I was ill in bed and did not feel like getting up to let him and his kids in through the back gate.
That's the issue for creating suspicious comments to the police?
Yep,
So, how have things turned out?
I was able to get him to change his mind about the suspicious charges. I was not selling illegal coconuts.
So, do you consider him a real friend or a fake friend and a fake neighbor?
Mm, I don't know what to think yet. I plan to create a new song for my upcoming show and use the phrase suspicious coconuts and neighbors as a major verse.
Okay, great. Thank you for having the dialogue with me. Now, what I did with the dialogue was use all of the vocabulary words that I want you to be able to learn and use in the next 7 days. Are you familiar with all of these words? These are the same words that were in the article that you read, the ones that are in bold. Are you familiar with all of these words?
Some words I don't recognize, like backyard. I don't know what is
Okay, the
backyard.
backyard. The backyard is when you have a home, you have a yard that you may have a cookout in it. You may have a swimming
Okay.
pool in your backyard. It's just the
Okay.
ground. So this person has a coconut tree growing in his
Oh,
backyard.
nice.
Okay. What about the word
Okay,
suspicious?
and
Mhm.
suspicious, yes, I can understand. And on the phrase H, the word lodged. I don't know what's
Okay,
meant.
lodged in this context, it means to make a complaint, to make a statement. So
Okay.
he called the police, and this is what he told them: my neighbor
Uh,
is selling coconuts. So that word is pronounced lodged, lodged, lodged.
lodged.
Good.
Lodged.
Uh-huh. And the word above is learned, learned.
Learned. Learned.
Good. Hmm.
Learned.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there any others?
Backgate. Gardens. Okay, I think the rest is okay.
All right then. So now for an outside of class activity, I want you to write a dialogue. It doesn't have to be as long as this one, or you can use this one. You can use the exact dialogue that I have. The only thing is, when you write your dialogue, I want you to use a, an, and the, a, an, and the in the dialogue. For example, you might
Okay.
say, um, what about you? How are things? And then a few days ago, an incident happened. What's going on? You could say, well, one of my neighbors accused me and, or he called the police. Okay? Somewhere you just need to use these. I've used this video link to help you understand the grammar. I'm not teaching grammar because I think you can learn that on your own. But if you watch this video and you don't understand the grammar that he presents, then you can ask me. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So now I've taken my lesson down. This is how the activities start until you have a large enough vocabulary that you can use. So when you get the picture for tonight's class, whenever you come back, I want you to be able to describe the picture of the basketball players, and you'll be able to use the words that are in black. It may be something like this. I may not ask you to describe the picture, but I may ask you to tell me something else about the picture. For example, the basketball player wearing the blue shorts seems a little suspicious. The way that he does something. I don't have an issue with the way that he's playing, but I'm not sure if he let the other person win or if he was faking the basketball. I want you to get a
Nice.
lot of practice using the vocabulary words. And as you will see as we interact together, that your vocabulary will grow very, very quickly. And you'll be able to use those vocabulary words when we start to interact with the lesson. All right. So we have about
Okay.
5 minutes more in this lesson. So I'm going to ask you to look at the Breaking News English document. And I want you to go down to page 1, page 2, and you'll see you'll see discussion, and I want you to tell me discussion B. I want
Okay,
you
okay, discussion.
okay, I want you to tell me what springs to mind when you hear the word coconut.
What springs to mind?
And what the word springs, it's just asking what pops into your mind. What do you think about when you hear the word coconut?
When I hear the word coconut, I think on summer islands.
Okay, you think of summer island. Why do you think of the summer and islands when you hear the word coconut? Why is that?
Why? Because in many cartoons on my when I was a kid, I saw islands with coconuts and
Okay,
a
do
lot
they
of
have
things.
coconuts in St. Paula? Do
In
they
São
have
Paulo?
Aren't you? Are you in St. Paula?
Now I'm in my town, in my city. I'm in Santos now. But
Okay,
in Santos, we have a lot of beaches,
okay,
and we have we have coconuts here.
okay.
In São Paulo, they don't have beaches there. It's
Okay.
a city like New York or something like.
Oh, really? So there's a lot of pavement in St. Paulo. A lot of
Yes,
pavement. Oh,
a lot of
okay.
pavement and skyscrapers around the city.
Wow. Okay. Great. That's interesting. That's interesting to know. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions that I can answer for you before we end our lesson for today?
No, I think I need to practice with these texts. I will try to read and be
Okay.
more fluent.
Well, that's what the practice will do. So I want to say thank you very much for your time today. I enjoyed our session and we'll talk again real soon. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.